My name is Dani Goeppert. I am originally Canadian, but I am from Austria, and I am the managing director and partner of Scale with Stability. Scale with Stability is a movement and a brand that helps faith-driven businesses scale without sacrificing what matters most, their family, their faith, and their values and their marriages. And we run events and events for people to connect and learn and scale with them. So originally my first business was Risen Events, and when I started Risen Events, it was purely online. I was doing virtual events for lead generation, marketing, helping other businesses get online, and I wanted to do it in a way that was really easy because I'm a mom with 6 kids, and I wanted to be able to create a possibility for people like me to be able to work from home. When I started Risen Events, it was all online. I had an agency. I helped other businesses to do the same. To have a presence online, do their own virtual events, which were really scalable. I wanted to create stages that people could speak from online and be able to do it from the comfort of their own home and transform nations and communities that way. One of the things that I really wanted to help people with was, like I said a little bit before, that I am a mom with 6 kids and I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to have to go and work at some sort of brick and mortar. I didn't want to have a commute. So I wanted to create a possibility for me to earn money or to do something that was, I guess, exciting, where I could be creative. And so I started in the online business space. I thought that was really cool. Originally, I started my business because I wanted to earn a little extra money for my family. We were in missions for many years, and I'd seen people earn money online, and I was like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. I could earn money online, and looks like I could blog or do stuff like that. So I started getting really interested in stuff like that. Then I had this conversation with a guy at a pitch competition in Germany, and he shared the story about how he used his business to take women from the sex trade and give them skills and take their families in and give them childcare and food and completely change their economic situation. And as he was sharing this story with me, I was like, my mind was blown, because I was like, not only did this guy start a business, but he used the business to change an economic situation of a city and hundreds of women's lives. And then he shared with me that his business ended up being the #1 employer of the city. And I was like, at that moment when he shared that story with me, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to change economic possibilities for people. I want to be able to change nations with my business. And so that kind of set me on a trajectory to be like, how can I do that with what God has given me right now? And what God gave me right then was, okay, I had a bunch of kids. I had 4 kids at that time, but I had a computer and I had internet, and I love to learn. I saw what I could do with my business when I heard stories of other people. I went to an event where I had this conversation with a person, and I wasn't expecting that shift to happen in my life. I hadn't even planned it, but after that conversation, that encounter with a person, it shifted my trajectory and my belief in what I could do. I love doing what I do. I love meeting with people. It's not just events. I don't just do events. I'm helping other people build their businesses using stages. I'm helping other people use their businesses by bringing them together and having moments where they can share stories or share things that are happening in their lives. And I think when I get to talk to people and hear what's happening in their life and hear what God is doing in business, I get really excited. And I feel like I'm part of something greater. And it feels like I'm not just alone and, just trying to hustle to get a little bit of money for my family, but I'm part of a greater vision. I think that's what gets me up in the morning. My little part is part of co-creating something together with God, something together with a team of people. I get to create jobs for, people like my sister who, they worked many years as missionaries. They still work as missionaries, and I get to, help fund their family in a way. And I think knowing that I have a direct influence and I can impact people and their stories is very exciting. 10 years down the road, I want to be able to, meet with women like me who are maybe 10 years or 15 years behind me and be able to be that support so that they're not alone and they have maybe a clearer idea of what they can do. I think I see myself in 10 years being able to have the wisdom and the competency, the knowledge and the relationships to help other people build their businesses, hopefully faster, maybe without many problems. And hopefully I'm also in the place financially where I can invest seeds and invest into other businesses. So it's not just my own business, but I can see other businesses prosper and be part of what other people are building. So that's what gets me excited and what I look forward to. I've personally very much benefited from branches. I have to say over and over again, I'm so thankful for my mentor. I've had a very hard year, a year where my daughter was sick. She had a stem cell transplant. So all my business goals, they were non-existent. I had to stop everything and focus on my family. And this is the first year I joined branches, and I'm supposed to be learning and doing all these things. And instead, I had Tracy, who is my mentor, who would just sit and listen with me. I had Margie, the branches team, who prayed and reached out to me while I was in the hospital with my daughter. And I just felt so supported in that way. So it didn't translate into like benefiting my business, but certainly made me a resilient leader. And we're coming out of a season of difficulty and of suffering stronger. And I think having a community like Branches helped me through that.